This is Stars and Scopes with your friend Uma, updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, take a look at your rising sign first if you know it, and do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're interested in your birth chart, check out the readings page at umaruby.com, and if you'd like to support the work, head over to buymeacoffee.com/umaruby and you can buy me a coffee. Finally, if you're a visual learner, look up Uma Ruby Tarot on YouTube and you can watch and learn. Okay, let's take a look. Hello Libra and Libra rising. Welcome to your horoscope for the new moon in Libra. This is happening on September the 26th at 7:54 a.m. if you're in the Southern Hemisphere with me. So as far as that moment to reconcile and to feel it and to work with the beautiful restorative energy of a new moon in the first house, I would recommend that you do it on the evening of the 25th, which will be a Sunday night, which will be perfect and private and just for you. Let's talk about Libra. Let's talk about the essence of this energy and the hopes and the dreams and the skills and the mastery that Libra has when finding connection and finding reconciliation in the face of duality or polarity. Think of light and dark and the connective tissue that binds these two together, the realization that they are of the same matter and that we are, in essence, all connected, and that sense of equality and justice and balance and harmony that you so wish to attain in life and can feel quite destabilized when things are off kilter, that is all coming from this sixth sense, this knowing that the perceived separateness of our experience, the perceived categories of one and the next, are indeed all parts of the same thing. This is your superpower, Libra. This is your absolute talent and your life's work to achieve. When thinking of all of this, and when working with this energy in terms of a new moon in the first house, which is indeed the house of the self, the soul, the root purpose, how can we enjoy our singularity? How can we enjoy our essence and our identity and our individuation when it's all about the other? When your mission is to express the commonality between self and the other. How can we do this? How can we put our minds to rest about the well-being of others for the moment in order to relish in the essence of our truest nature and ourselves? It's difficult to do, and I imagine that it's difficult for you to do alone. When it comes to new moon rituals and full moon rituals, I'm actually thinking of starting little moments here and there. I don't know, but hear me out, of coming together to ritualize these lunations. There's something about Libra that I imagine would be like, oh, I'd love to, in terms of coming together to experience these profound moments of the calendar together. It's all about togetherness for you, isn't it, Libra? It is about harmony. You know, it's the disparate chords of sound, music. You know, in discord, working against one another is noise. Working in harmony is beauty and transcendental potential. You know, this is what you know so well. So I want you to try as you might, enjoy some alone time on this new moon. And insofar as relishing and celebrating your own physicality, your own solo experience in this moment. All of those things that I said about the sort of the bringing together of duality and the sort of coming together, the equilibrium, this is all in you. This is all what you sort of, in a lot of ways, strive for and live for. It's very important in balance. You get to relish and explode in 2 weeks in the full moon in your 7th house, okay? That's your time to celebrate the other. But for this lunation, Libra, I think it's really important for you to honor your own being, if not but once a year. You know, take this new moon in Libra as an invitation to work with the energies of the universe to your benefit and to help you grow and to help you work at that highest vibration, that highest octave, that beautiful expression of Libra going forward. Now let's talk about, there's a couple of different things going on in the sky that might be of note. Jupiter is in direct opposition to this lunation in Aries. So there's a lovely extra well of optimism that is going to aid this for you, coming from your 7th house. So coming from folks that you might consider to be soulmates or romantic partners, the other, you know, you're being guided by Jupiter at this moment in time, at this lunation. You're being encouraged. Your individuality is being encouraged at this time by your 7th house. So in that way, feel supported by that that polar energy. You know, there is, consider it like a cheer squad at this lunation for you, Libra. Also, Mercury has stationed retrograde out of your sign, so out of Libra, and it's gone back into Virgo, back into your 12th house. Okay, so back into your unconscious connections, your the liminal space between reality and beyond the veil in the tarot, is a beautiful way to describe it. The ability to cross dimensions and to journey in unconscious reality rather than conscious reality. So there's messages that you were gleaning perhaps in this last bit of time as Mercury was moving through Virgo, moving through your 12th house. There was momentum being built and messages to proffer you in your first of Libra that needed going over. And so there's probably more for you to explore and to come to learn. And in that beautiful Virgo way, that hermit way, again, solo enterprise, of coming away from the group to really receive the downloads and then to alchemize them and express them physically. So there's a nice gentleness that's in conjunction, because this lunation is happening at 2 degrees of Libra, which is very close to the cusp. So there's an interconnection between Virgo and Libra right now, with Mercury having just traversed back into Virgo. It's all, and Jupiter opposite, you know, this expansion, this glow, this full Jupiter, you know, shining the light on this part of yourself, which is you, Libra, which is just you. This is your, the first house shows us how we connect to all. It also reminds us of our innate skills and abilities individually to fully express the greater good of humanity. There's some lovely cosmic stuff going on at this lunation for you, Libra, and I'm really grateful for it, and I'm cheering you on. I'm in Jupiter's corner eating a hot dog, okay? I'm really there with you. I really love this for you. Let's move into the tarot, because it sort of has been informing what I've been saying, and I just want to show you. So this 9 of Swords energy, okay? This is the dark night of the soul. This is the anxious, worry, war-torn space of the mind where we can't sleep, and we're exhausted, we can't move because of the sorrow or because of the fear, because of the repetition of the cruel thoughts that we've allowed to enter our mind In the reversal position, I find this as a beautiful victory. I find this as an example of your resilience, Libra, over this last bit of time to feel what it is that you need to feel, to sit in potential disharmony, which is wildly destabilizing for you, and to take from it the lessons. And these are the lessons. Got the Empress in reverse. This is Venus, okay? This is your ruling sign on the personality level. In reverse, I think that we're coming to understand, or we are really coming, we're coming to an understanding that peace and love and beauty and harmony does not exist at all times, and we have to step away from our Venusian wants and desires to get our hands dirty and to witness the discord in order to realize how beautiful the harmonics are and how they touch us on that soul level. Step away from Venus being your ruler for a moment, and I'm just going to throw it out there. Uranus might be a really interesting planet for you to meditate on as you learn more about your spirituality and your soul purpose, your Libran self. There's a lot to be said, there's a lot that's been written, and a lot that I'm learning about the higher octave of Libra and the alignment with the Uranian energy, that of the rebel, and the rebel being the one that finds harmony and balance irregardless or away from the preconceived structures that we have built around us. The idea in government, for example, that it's capitalism or socialism or all of these things have some sort of hierarchical nature to them, try as they might not to, or they exist in that space. It's replacing one with one of the same. Libra, true balance, true harmony, true euphoria comes from rebelling against the structure itself. I don't know if that's too far out there for you, Libra, but it's also something that I'm not an expert in, and I will be very honest with that. It's something that I'm learning and absorbing now, but I just think that it might be worth you thinking about, because as we go through, to step away from Venus being the one to rule you above all else. If we're thinking rule, okay, here we go. We're thinking rulish. This is a nice tie in the language, at least. Of course, the planetary space holders don't rule and lord over us. But if we think about it in terms of Venus being the head of the pinball formation in your Libran life, the Beyonce at the front, maybe the Beyonce at the front is actually Uranus, is actually the rebel, is actually, rather than beauty, we seek to revolutionize perhaps the concept of what beauty even is. There's a freshness to an emotional connection that is going to be reaching you at this, in and around and all over this lunation, Libra. This is an offer from someone who has been raised by folks that are incredibly emotionally adept. This is someone that is fresh at the emotional exchange, that is new to it, but has been raised in such a way that they are ready for it. There's a real gentle nature here. Perhaps you're coming back into touch with something about yourself. I would suspect with the High Priestess capping off your reading that there is a greater sense of the knowing, of peering beyond that veil. I want you to bring your mind back to those images that I gave you about Mercury coming with the message to your soul house, but then retreating back into the 12th to gain and to go over and to revise what those messages are. Think about that space between the 12th and the 1st as the veil of the High Priestess. What lies beyond, what is being brought from beyond to your conscious awareness may have something to do with Venus and Uranus. It may just have something to do with the idea that you are beautiful and that you, as an individual, exist with purpose. That purpose may have a lot to do with the other and with finding balance. That does not discount the importance of your one speck of stardust. That's your reading, Libra. I really hope that there was some messages in there for you. I love you quite dearly. Do head over to umaruby.com and do book yourself a birth chart reading. I've had back-to-back readings since the Pisces full moon, and I've been in a state of grace. I've really enjoyed my time, and I really feel, to talk about me for a change, Libra, that I'm on the right path, and there's a lot to be discovered, particularly if you're wanting to talk about the relationship between your sun sign, your moon sign, and how we can work with those energies and those lessons in order to work at the highest octave of our rising signs, our rising soul potential. I think that in the way of reading these birth charts and in the language that I've been offering you, we're gently getting to the point of philosophy that I believe that our rising sign holds the key to our highest point of expression and the place where we can be of most use. So in that term, in that sense of being a Libra rising, if you're wanting to look at perhaps your sun sign, or if you're a Libra sun and you're thinking, I wonder what my rising is, there's language in here that we can find together in a birth chart reading. The spirit reading would be the one that I'd book. I love you very much, Libra, and I'll speak to you in 2 weeks for the full moon in Aries. Until then, take care.